Hi guys and welcome. Today we're going to be doing chapter 10, lesson 2, volume of a triangular prism. And today we have to really look at the formula. For a volume of a triangular prism, if you take a look here, it's volume equals capital B times the height. But the height here is the height of the actual whole triangular prism. And the B here is the area of this triangular base. Well, if we're looking at the triangular base down here, this triangle, we would use the formula for triangle, which is half base times height. That's what the B represents, so I put it right underneath here. So we're going to begin. Pay close attention, because you're doing this with me as well. So here, for the base, you're looking again at this triangle right in here. We're going to do the base times the height of this triangle down below here. So if you look at the little right angle, little orange thing that I have marked here, it's this one and this one. It's touching both of these lines. This one, 8 and 10. Well, the height here is 10. The base here is 8. Again, I am looking at where that right triangle is touching. It's touching that leg right here and this leg over here. So those are the two numbers I will be using. No, I will not be using the 12.8 because if you notice the right triangle, it hits this line and it hits with that line. It is not hitting this line. Therefore, I do not use the 12.8. Does that make sense? You're looking at where the right angle where it touches, it's touching over here. Boom, this line, so it's 10. And the last hand is touching over here. Boom, which is 8. It is nowhere near the 12.8. Those numbers don't get used. And then I bring down the half. Good so far? Now again, I can multiply these two. I get 80. And then I can take half of that, because I have to bring down the half. Good with me so far? You get? 40. Now I'm going to bring everything that I did not use down. I did not use this one, the height here. This height represents the height of the actual triangular prism. Right? So take a look at this whole thing. I have to stand it upright. Sometimes they lay it down in a weird way, and you have to imagine it standing it upright, like this. If you look at this triangular prism, which of these numbers would be considered the height of this triangular prism? Think. The 13. Notice how this is the height, how tall it is? You agree with that? And I plug it right underneath here. Bring down the 40 that I just found out from the area of the base. And now it's just simple multiplication, which is 40 times 13. I have to put the one with the 0 down below so I can just drop it. 5 times 3, 12. 5 times 1 plus 4 times 1 plus 1 is 5. And because it is volume, I'm going to have a label of cubic meters. And I am done. Okay, we're going to try one together. We're going to have everyone do got it on page 748. Now you're still videotaping this because at home the kids are going to be doing this and they're going to want to know how in fact we got this answer. So, whoops, I did not make that a triangular base. That was not good. There we go, much better. Oh, Lord. All right, so for this one you have 4 meters at the top. I have 7 meters on the side. I also have in here, you'll notice a little line, and you have the little right angle sign right here. Then you have this height at 3.5. This is 4 meters, and that is 4 meters. We're all going to write down our formula first. Everyone write down volume equals capital base times the height. The base is for the area of the triangle. So So I'm going to put right underneath here a half, base times height. And then the capital H is for, you know who, the actual height of this triangular prism. But right now, let's take a look at the base and height of this triangle. If you look, I'm going for the right angle. It is touching this number here. That little right angle is touching this number, the 4, and it's also touching this one for the height. So which two numbers will we use for the base of the triangle? Think.
The 3.5 and the 4.
What does 3.5 signify? What would that be?
The height of the triangle.
The height. So everyone write that down. Plug that underneath the height. And the base would be what?
4.
4, because the right triangle is touching this one as well. Do you all agree? Perfect. Now you get to figure out what you want to do. You could do, I'll do half of 4, and then I multiply it by 3.5. Or you multiply these two and then take half. A lot of you guys might want to do that first, because it's easy. Half of 4 is 2. Now all I got to do is multiply 2 times 3.5. Go ahead. And you at home as well. You can pause it here. Don't pause it, but they'll pause it at home. Did you all do that part? Share with your neighbor what answer you got. Are you working on this? Okay, can somebody share out loud? Eva, what'd you get?
7.
7, perfect. Now that I got 7, who could tell me what the next step would be? Because I'm not done here. What's the next thing that I need to do? Ricky.
Bring down 2.
I already did 2 times 3.5. I did it half of 4, I got 2. Then I multiplied by 3.5, I got 7. What's my next step that I have to do? Who knows what the next step is? Marie. Bring down the H. This signifies the height of the what? The whole triangular prism. Which of these numbers is the height number? We're going to stand it up. Oh, good, it's already standing up. Sometimes they lay it flat and you get tricked, but you have to stand it up. Are we standing it up? What is it, Ricky? What's the height?
7.
It is 7. You see how that would be standing at the height? Now you're going to do 7 times 7. Go ahead, solve it. And put the label. What is the answer, Jared? 49 cubic meters is your final answer. Okay? So if you think about it in steps, you would first write formula, which would be volume equals capital B times the height, where the base is the area of the triangle, and the height represents the height of the actual triangular prism. Does that make sense? So it would look like this. And the base is going to be a half base times the height times the actual height of the triangular prism. Then 2, you would plug numbers underneath. Then you would solve, and then you don't forget to label in cubic meters. I mean in cubic form, sorry, with a little 3. And that is how we do volume of a triangular prism. Bye.